Hi, Dr. Lim here. Today we shall conclude our story about the development of the market in Philippines. Philippines is the first major market of DXN after Indonesia and remained a major market until today. The market in Indonesia did collapse and not really recover to its previous glory. But the market in Philippines did fail a few times but eventually recover back and better than the previous sales record. You may wonder, DXN is sharing the same products, same marketing plan, same management team from Malaysia. Why the market that collapsed and never gained back to the past glory, but Philippines every time recover and superseded the past peak in sales? The main reason is a training of the leaders. In Indonesia at the time, the market is not handled by the leaders, but by the marketing key person in DXN. And in Indonesia, we are lucky in the sense that when other MM companies are paralyzed by the monetary meltdown, DXN was the only MM company that went very strong in the market. So the leaders basically need not do anything. Anybody that join DXN, when they stick to the system long enough, they shall achieve high position and high income. There were a few problems for the leadership in Indonesia. First, they never know the company well. They did not do much, and are also promoted to high positions. This is actually due to superiority of the DXN marketing plan, which is true even until today. Whoever stick to the plan long enough sure will experience great success. Since we never educate the leaders what is a real MM company that works for sustainable growth and what a money game company, a pyramid MLM company that hits and runs for quick money and never sustain more than a few years in the market. When the economy of Indonesia stabilized, a lot of MM companies started to come back. The first group that come back is always the money game companies. They promote quick money and their meeting was very colorful and exciting. They employ famous actors as their spokesperson and they invite some known personalities as their shareholders. They engage famous singers to sing in the anniversary. Also, they have a lottery to give out cars and motorcycles and some luxurious items. DXN never project ourselves to the market in this way. We work for sustainability. It is very costly to hold a meeting like them. Engaging the famous singer and a lot of dance and music, this is unsustainable. A lot of money needs to be spent and this money adds to the cost of the products. So this kind of company, their products are extremely costly and non-sustainable in the market. However, the leader in Indonesia did not view it that way. When they compared the meeting, they started to feel that the meeting of DXN was dull and non-interesting. And many of the leaders is not trained for the meeting. They also talk non-cohesively and use a lot of information from the internet. Even I keep on advising the leaders not to use the information from the internet, as many of them are at fault and are not tested. Like one professor in Japan asking people to take vitamin C, few people know that he has a vested interest in it because he is a spokesman for vitamin C for one company. One professor keep on talking about germanium and put germanium into the drinking water, eventually caught by the authorities and spent many years in jail. Some doctors advise patients of high uric acid do not take mushroom. Those doctors never know that mushroom is good in detox uric acid. Before it is removed, it has to be flushed and carried by the blood system. When they test the blood and see there is a high uric acid, they do not know it is common during the detox and advise against using the mushroom. There are some parties that Ganoderma can thin the blood and advise those taking blood thinning medicine not to take Ganoderma they never realize Geronima is a regulator. When the bird is thick, it make it thin. When the bird is thin, it make it thick. But those uninformed readers got a lot of false information from the internet. Instead of educating the market, they confuse the market more. The worst of all is they have doubt on the company, that DXN not really the producer by getting the product from the third party and etc. Due to lack of confidence in the company and lack of skill to handle the market in Indonesia collapsed and never came back to the past glory. When DXN developed the market in Philippines, we stopped employing the marketing staff to activate the market. DXN became the first company to push the leaders into the front line, and they have to face the market, not the staff. This strategy worked. When leaders face the market, they face a lot of challenges. Like the story I told you in Cebu, they face the competition from the American company, and I led them to encounter all allegations by the competitor, which later collapsed due to competition from DXN and internal problems. The founder fighting with his own brother and husband and ruined the company. Philippines faced a serious market as in Indonesia. But due to the leaders facing the market from the very beginning, we always had a group of leaders who know the strength of the company and has good confidence in the company. After the monetary meltdown in the late 1990s and early 2000s, the economy of Philippines started to stabilize, and a lot of companies started to come back into the market. At the time, there was one American company, they come very aggressively, they target DXN. And by the time, DXN has become the largest MLM company in Philippines. That American company started to use money to headhunt the top management, the top key staff of DXN. Promise a salary that double and triple that of DXN, and offer crossover fees for DXN leaders, give them some lump sum money and fixed monthly income. That time we had about 90 staff on top of 50 common staff. 6 of them joined the computer, and almost half the remaining staff follow suits. Other than offering good salaries and transfer fees to the leaders, the competitor invited DXN leaders to go to Hong Kong with free trips. In DXN, you have to work hard to qualify for the years and international travel incentive. The American company simply stated that as long as you are the leaders of DXN, you can join the tours. The competitor projected himself as a rich and huge company. Then, as usual, spread the rumors that they are the original supplier of coffee to DXN. Now they decided to handle the market by themselves and stop the supply to DXN, and the quality of the coffee of DXN deteriorated, and the taste is not constant. The coffee all the time tastes the same. With such an all-out onslaught, the sales of DXN affected tremendously, As 2/3 of the top management jumped ship and half the staff also joined them, some leaders joined the Hong Kong trip and jumped ship too. This is the worst crisis that DXN has encountered before. The sales dropped almost to half. I had to go to Philippines in an emergency manner to salvage the market. First, I hold a key management meeting. There are 3 key staff who did not turn out for the meeting. One of them had a stomach problem, and the other one, the auntie, passed away. Of course, these are of only the excuses. They were opportunists. They were the opportunists, and wait for me to double and triple their salary to deter them. One of the key staff came very late for the meeting, and his attitude is arrogant and tough. He refused to discuss and insisted I have to reinstate him as a country manager before we talk. In the early day, I did not engage the local management as in today. I left it to the regional coordinator and the key staff with almost non-interaction with me. Every time I went to Philippines, I always went to the market to attend meeting together with the leaders. I never have any staff meeting. So the first staff meeting I held for Philippines failed badly. 2 key staff refused to attend the meeting and demanded a higher salary. The only one that attended and come very late demanded that I must reinstate him as the country manager. I fired all of them and immediately advertised for the post. That time many people need jobs, and in only a few days I re-established the top management in Philippines. DXN is well known for one world, one market, but few realize that we are also one world, one management too. We can transfer any staff from one country to the other immediately without any management shock, because the system is the same. I immediately transferred 2 Indonesian key staff and 1 Malaysian to Philippines to hold a top management temporarily and recruit new staff. In just a week's time, the management team in Philippines stabilized. By then, you should realize the one world, one management is a powerful management system. After stabilizing the management, I immediately faced the market and gathered about 600 diamonds in one big meetings. Due to the rumors spread by the competitor, many leaders doubt the quality of the products. During the meeting, one leader bought a few packets of coffee and on the spot he made a few cups of coffee from them. Then he asked me to taste the coffee. There is some variation in the taste. Then he criticized the coffee as being of low quality, and maybe the competitor is right. Okay, the meeting turned into confusion and many leaders have demanded an explanation from me. The competitor was using a dangerous gimmick, and I would hit back with full force to destroy them. This kind of false allegation to DXN product was a double-edged dagger. It may harm DXN, but it may also kill them. The time leaders turned agitated and noisy. Almost impossible for me to talk. Then I asked the crowd loudly, "What is the best apple in Philippines?" The crowd burst into laughter as they were asking me about DXN coffee, and I asked them about the apple. It couldn't be more funny than that. Finally, someone answered that Fuji apple is the best, and I asked the crowd, "Do you agree Fuji apple is the best apple in Philippines?" All of them agreed, and the hall quieted down, and they wanted to know why suddenly I asked about apples. I asked the crowd again, "Is the apple you eat the real apple or synthetic apple?" All of them burst into laughter again. They assured me it was a real apple. Then I asked the crowd, "Can you ask a farmer of Fuji apple, give me the apple that is exactly the same size, same color, and same taste all the time?" Me and them shook their head and so. The apple is a natural apple. How to get the same color and same taste all the time? Then I opened the card and telling them, the coffee of DXN is real coffee, not synthetic coffee. Can you demand a real coffee, the same color, the same taste all the times? The hall suddenly become dead quiet and all of them look at me with eyes wide open. Then I raised my voice and almost shouted to them that only synthetic coffee will have the same color and the same taste all the time. Now all of you, please decide. Do you want real coffee or synthetic coffee? Of course, all of them want real coffee. Who want the synthetic one? Then I asked the crowd, if the coffee of the competitor always look the same and taste the same, can it be a real coffee? The crowd answered loudly, no, it is not a real coffee. The competitor committed the same stupid mistake by claiming to be the supplier of DXN. I told the DXN member, we were selling more than 40 containers of coffee every month. More than 1 container a day. It must be a huge factory, to produce the products. And where is the factory of the competitor? Ask them to show the factory and tell them, Dr. Lim wishes to visit. And do not tell us the factory is below the water or high in the sky, unreachable for the public. We wanted to know where their factory was. Very quickly, the competitor was facing these two questions. If your coffee is real, why is the taste the same all the time? If you are the supplier of DXN, where is your factory? Not only could the American company not answer these two questions, they also defaulted on the payment for the trip to Hong Kong, and the tour company sued them to the courts now. The ship collapsed, and they did not pay the salary for the staff, a bonus to the market. Many staff have to come back to DXN. We took back none of them. Those leaders that joined them and were terminated by DXN, we never take them back. It is not that we want to take revenge. This is the discipline in the market. Once the discipline is gone, the market is gone. If we take them back, then in future staff and leader will simply join and jump ship, Then when things are not favorable, then they are asked to come back. We must make sure such events shall not happen again in the future. The American company collapsed completely, and DXN gained back the sales in a year's time and superseded the old record. I must express my appreciation for the loyalty and the trust of Philippine leaders who are with us till this very moment, and the market is still expanding. The crisis actually made DXN stronger and bigger. See you again, folks. Bye-bye.